Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Adrian Broner and Omar Figueroa are going to be fighting on August 20th, but really no one cares. It's ridiculous, man. Look, I'm rooting for Adrian Broner. Okay, so man, let me get the Hood Champion hat on, all right, man. So for those of y'all out there, man, let's get in costume, right? I'm rooting for Adrian Broner. Don't get me wrong. I'm rooting for Adrian Broner. But no one cares about his fight. People have been sticking by Adrian Broner's side for so long now. So long. And it's hard to try to get excited about seeing him return to the ring. Him and this guy, Omar Figueroa. Omar Figueroa was a bad boy at the time. But they just had too many issues, man. These guys are popping sumatriptan, man, and trying to deal with their mental health issues and whatever else. But, the thing that stood out to me when I'm listening to them talk, it sounds to me like they're trying to convince the boxing world that they've resolved whatever the distractions were, whether it was mental health, legal issues, baby mama drama, or just other personal struggles. And I'm just not convinced either one of them have worked beyond that. I'm just not convinced. Now, when you listen to Adrian Broner talk, he's always going to talk like he's going to come out here and do certain things, his opponent, get people excited, and then he gets in the ring and he doesn't do as he says. But I'm not listening to Adrian Broner, but I'm paying attention to what his trainer said. Okay, his trainer, Mike Stafford, he said something that got my attention. So that tells me that Mike Stafford isn't fooling himself. He knows what he's dealing with a guy like Broner. He says it's been a long camp, and at this point, we're definitely ready for the fight on 20 August. He says it's never a crossroads fight for Adrian. He can always fight anywhere in the country anytime he wants to because he has the attitude that he's going to win. We're looking at it like we're going to take over boxing again. So let's break that down, okay? It's never a crossroads fight for Adrian. That's problematic. That statement is problematic. At this point in Broner's career, you better believe this is a crossroads fight. Adrian Broner was trying to fight several times over the last couple of years. Showtime and those guys didn't want to get behind him. Okay? So for Mike Stafford to come out here and make a statement like that, it tells me, at first it told me, you know what? This guy is delusional. He's trying to make Adrian Broner feel like he does not have an expiration date. Okay, Adrian Broner, he has an expiration date. Okay, as a matter of fact, his expiration date is come and gone. It's just that, the milk hasn't quite soured yet. You know what I'm saying? His service life, as far as the removal from service date, that's come and gone. But it's still functioning. His shelf life, okay, that's come and gone, but he's still functioning, okay? This is because he's more of a conditional item, all right? But when you listen to what else he says, he can always fight anywhere in the country, anytime he wants to, okay? That's also very delusional. Adrian Broner can't fight anywhere in the country anytime he wants to. He can't do that. Okay? There are a lot of people who no longer care to see him fight or pay their money to go see him fight. They may watch him on TV if it comes on one of the network channels. They may go to YouTube. There's still a concentric few who will pay to go watch him fight or pay if for some reason he ended up doing a pay-per-view match. There are some people who are watching. But for the most part, people are just tired, okay? They're just tired. They don't want to deal with the crap anymore, man. And this is almost becoming cliche. Everyone says this, right? And this is the truth. Since he got that Maidana Argentinian beatdown, he hasn't looked the same. And I'm not going to get into all that. I've done videos about this already. I've talked about my personal experiences being in the boxing ring and getting hit where you're like, what the hell? You know? It doesn't matter if you're in boxing, if you're driving a car and getting a car accident, if you're out swimming and almost drown, right? Once you get back in a situation that reminds you of what you went through, that traumatic event, you're going to react accordingly because you don't want it to happen again. Adrian Broner has been traumatized. People, the man's been traumatized. Marcos Maidana traumatized Adrian Broner. And I'm not saying that to be funny. It's the damn truth. So, him coming now, and his trainer, right? It's the one thing he said that this is what made me say, okay, he's sounding delusional, but he knows for a fact what he's dealing with Broner. He says he has the attitude that he's going to win. He didn't say he's going to win. When Stafford used to talk about Broner before, he used to always say, we're going to win. He's going to win. That's not how he's talking anymore. He's like, well, he has the attitude that he's going to win. That's a problem. That tells me that he knows for a fact what he's dealing with. And one thing we know about Omar Figueroa, at least the Omar Figueroa that we, fell in love with watching him fight, the guy who would throw damn near 100 punches around. If Figueroa can get in there and let his hands go and overwhelm Adrian Broner is not going to punch back. He's not going to punch back. So for Stafford to say he has an attitude like he's going to win and we're looking to take over boxing again, that tells me, man, that he knows what he's up against with Adrian Broner and whether Adrian Broner wants to get in there and do the job. But when Adrian Broner talks about getting in there and defeating Omar Figueroa, and when he says something like, I'm not sure whether I'm going to bang him out or I'm going to snipe him, right? We know Adrian Broner hasn't banged anybody out really since that Maidana fight. He tries to snipe people with one jab, one right hand, one hook, and that's about it. It's just pop shotting. He calls it sniping, that's pop shotting, man. That's just not going to get the job done. He doesn't let his hands go enough. The thing about it, right, I don't know what he's going to look like, but what he's looked like in the past when he lets his hands go is, man, something of beauty, man, when he lets combinations go. Absolutely. And I'm going to say this, and you can rake me across the coals if you want. When Adrian Broner lets his hands go and throws combinations, his combinations look better than Canelo's. Now, I know some people out there who think I'm crazy for saying that. I just got to be fair. The same way I can sit here and make a video and say Adrian Broner's been traumatized by Maidana, same way I got to give this man credit, okay? He is one of the best combination punchers in boxing. We just haven't been lucky enough to see that in the last 5 to 6 years, 7 years. It's because of what he went through with Maidana, and he's gone to more of a conservative punch output and only throw certain punches. Now, if he gets somebody hurt, he'll open up. But while he's opening up and he gets caught in an exchange, he'll go right back into a shell and do what he calls sniping, which is pop shot. But we just have to really wait and see what's going to happen here. But when you talk about, man, let me tell you. Excuse me. But when you're talking about Adrian Figueroa, Omar Figueroa, look, you got to understand. When I watched when I watched the press conference with these two guys, right? Omar Figueroa looked like he really had his stuff together. He looked like whatever was bothering him, he was able to move beyond it. Because look, we all have some kind of mental health issues, whether you recognize it or not. If you like to do things a certain way, you're OCD. Okay. If you go somewhere and you get a little bit uncomfortable, a lot of people around you, a lot of movement, a lot of stuff going on, hypervigilance. All right. There's all kind of different terminology when it comes to mental health conditions, that if I was to sit there and go through that litany of terms, I could apply probably 30 of them to any of you. Doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you. It's just when you talk about mental health, man, it's a very broad umbrella. And there's a lot of different terminologies and different conditions that fall underneath that umbrella. And some of those things can apply to all of us, okay? But I really feel that out of these two guys, the guy who has the clear head, not the clearer head, I'll put it to you like that. The guy who has the clearer head, the clearer mind, is Omar Figueroa. Look, I don't know what kind of money these guys are making, but Adrian Broner's not coming back to making no 1, 2, 5, 10 million. That, like, him making a 3, 4, 5, 10, $7 million paydays is over. It's just over. Okay, so he may pull a little 750,000. I can't see him making 1.5 million. But I guess it depends, man, you know, on the ticket sales and stuff like that. But I just really feel no one really cares to watch him get in there and fight, man. You know, a lot of people want to see him lose. They really want to see him lose. You know, they don't see the skill set and the punches that he throws that truly count. You know, Adrian Broner, when he throws punches now, you know, it's horrible, man. Even if he drops somebody, man, he'll get a 10-8 round. But if the guy comes back and let his hands go, it really should be 10-9 because Broner just doesn't let his hands go. So I don't know, man. I think a lot of people aren't in the ring taking shots by Adrian Broner. So it's easy to kind of judge him and say, hey, man, he's just a waste of talent. But I do know one thing. It only takes one shot from Adrian Broner to get somebody out of it, because one of the best chins in boxing, one of the most resilient boxers in the welterweight division, Sean Porter, Broner dropped him with a hook. So if Broner can touch Figueroa, who Figueroa can be hurt, especially to that body. And Adrian Broner is a vicious body puncher. Adrian Broner can win this fight. But, you know, most of Adrian Broner's stoppages, man, came below welterweight. So when he was at 147, you know, he wouldn't even weigh in at that limit. So I think him fighting whatever weight they're fighting at, man, is between 140 and 147. That's just a comfortable weight for Adrian Broner. He really isn't a 147 pounder. He really should be at 140, but it's killing himself to get down there. So he just finds a sweet spot. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave it as that. I'm not sure people are sold on Adrian Broner. You know, I think they see him as regular. Some people say he's beyond regular. And we got to give him credit. He opened the door for a lot of fighters. But he wants to get a couple more belts before he rides off into the sunset. Now, I'm going to tell you this, right? I want to end this video, but I can't just yet. Who in the world is Adrian Broner going to fight from? I don't know if he can get down to 140. But who at 147 with the belt is he going to fight and defeat? Okay? So let's just stop right there. Down at 140. Who is he going to fight at 140 and defeat to win a belt? Okay? Who's he going to go and fight? You going to fight Josh Taylor? You know what I'm saying? So let's just be real here. Now, I just don't see Adrian Broner being able to come back and pull nothing off. I don't see him winning any more belts. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I just don't see it, man. But we'll see how he looks here, man. Look, when you don't take care of your body, smoking cigarettes, smoking weed, drinking alcohol, being a dipsomaniac, partying, not resting, a lot of stress. Just not taking care about gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. It's not good. So there's just a lot of miles and a lot of years on that body, and he's been boxing since he's been a little kid. It's like you got to live the life. He did not. You look at Floyd Mayweather. I'm sure Floyd Mayweather has some kind of arthritis, and he may have bone spurs and different things throughout his body. But he took care of himself the best he could. No smoking, no drinking. Never allowed his weight to really fluctuate. Takes a kind of discipline, man. Okay? For the most part, ate healthy. But Adrian Broner is not Floyd. All right? And I think when he gets in the ring, we're going to find out just exactly what he has left in the tank. But I can't see Adrian Broner having more in the tank present day than he had several years ago. I just don't see it. No matter how much here he wants to do it, I just don't think his body's going to be able to perform. Omar Figueroa, that guy that we got used to seeing, no matter how much he wants to do it here, I don't think his body's going to be able to perform. But I'm going to go with Omar Figueroa to win this fight. I am. I'm going to go with Omar Figueroa to win this fight on points because he's going to let his hands go. That's one thing he's always done. He's going to let his hands go, and Adrian Broner isn't going to know what to do with that. And that's just how I feel. I am choosing Omar Figueroa to win this fight and Adrian Broner to just kind of, for his career to start unraveling and things are just going to go bad. I wish him the best of luck. I just think after he takes this loss, the amount of money this man made, the amount of money this man blew, it's his life. I'm not in this man's pocket, but just listening to him talk, I think the reality is coming to him right now, where you look back and say, I could have done things differently. He should have been, in my opinion, for a guy with that kind of talent, forget the athletic bastard and always balling. Nah, man, I'm talking about the about billions, that guy. If he would have had some discipline and really been about billions, Adrian Broner, no doubt, in my opinion, could have been a billionaire by now. Because he's charismatic, he has talent, and he's a fantastic boxer, and everyone liked to watch him. His dad brushing his hair and all that. That was very entertaining. He had it. He still has a magnetic personality. He's got it, but I just don't think he's going to be able to get there now. I think he's really. They're talking about this is the second half of my career. Nah, man. This is just that. This is a favor, is how I see it. I see him as getting one last favor from Espinoza, from Al Heyman, and I just don't think it's going to go any much further than that. But I like him. I wish him the best of luck. And I would like to see him I still would like to see him make some good money. It may not come in boxing because I don't think he has anything left to really give. But I would like to see him make a lot of money doing exhibitions. I think that's the route he should go because then he can fight at whatever weight he wants. It's an exhibition, doesn't count. People are paid to watch it. I really would like to see him make that money so that he can really give his kids what he's always given them and continue to do that. And I'm not just talking about the next couple of years. I'm talking about the next 20 years, man. Do like Floyd. Carve out a little niche. Do the exhibitions. Make yourself big money. Go fight overseas. People will pay to watch him. Look, Pacquiao's doing it now. But I think that's the next thing for Adrian Broner. Just give this crap up and go do exhibitions. People will still pay to see him. And make some good money. Keep taking care of them beautiful kids that he has, man. Because he has a lot of kids. Little beautiful kids, good personalities. He's an excellent father, man. Can't say nothing negative about Adrian Broner when it comes to the AB, the father. And I respect that, man. And I respect the fact that he is who he is. I just personally don't think he has anything left to give in boxing. And I think they gave him I think this is a horrible fight for Adrian Broner. I'm not saying he can't win. I'm just saying I don't think he's going to win. But you can leave your comments below, man. I just think no one cares at this point about what he's doing. If he comes back and knocks this guy out in dramatic fashion the first couple rounds, and people are going to jump back on him and say, oh, AB is back. But again, he's trying to get titles. Who is he going to fight to win a title? Right? So I'll let you guys ponder on that. That being said, man, shout out to the veterans. Y'all keep safe. I appreciate your support. And as always, I'm in the breeze.